Alrighty, welcome to another episode of More Than a Car Story. This story will be about a car that I bought after I sold my Ford Ranger, and I was wanting to get my first classic vehicle from the late 1950s. I found this 1959 Edsel Ranger four-door sedan up in Lapeer, Michigan. And it was the second owner had the car, and he told us that it was pretty original paint. The only thing that had cosmetically been done is the seats were recovered, and somebody had painted the dashboard with a brush, which looked absolutely awful. But the car was complete and solid. It had no rust anywhere. Really, the only major cosmetic complaint with this car was that the chrome on the outside, the chrome and pot metal, was showing age and had pitting. But the stainless was nice. And everything was there. All the script was there. All the lenses were there. All the rubber pieces were there. And as you can see from the back bumper on this, the back bumper was in rough shape. It needed to be re-chromed. The front bumper was a little better, but still kind of rough. But, I mean, you could drive it, driver quality, not show quality. This particular Edsel had the 6-cylinder with the 2-speed Ford-O-Matic in it, so it was not a fast car. It was a slow car, but it was fun to drive, and it had the power to get down the road, and you cruise at 60 mile an hour all day long. It had no power accessories, so no power steering, no power brakes, no, power windows. Everything was manual, old school on this car. This particular Edsel, they had... this particular Edsel was actually the most produced model of Edsel ever. The 59 four-door Edsel Ranger line like this. They built more of these than any other Edsel in the 3 years of production, 1959 to 1960. This particular one was the original flamingo pink and colonial white. And I bought this car with the intention of fixing it up and having it as a cruiser vehicle. But I did run into some problems. The carburetor was trashed. It really did need a carburetor put on, and one of the leaf springs in the rear busted on the way home when we were driving it all the way back home from Lapeer, so I had to spend $500 to get custom-made leaf springs for it, which really did not start off the restoration very well. We did fix that, and eventually we disassembled the inside of the car, repainted all the trim, repainted the dash, polished out all the stainless, and I'll tell you, I don't have any pictures or footage of it, unfortunately, but it came out looking so nice. And for a brief moment in time, I had a 59 Edsel Ranger. And since I was a kid, I've always loved the Edsels, the oddball car that Ford put out in 1958, and was known as a huge flop. But what a memory.